So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Priti Patel and the police. We're going to start with the police first and what's happened. So the story's been updated. So the original story was, as far as we know, it was 150,000 police records lost. Okay, but that has changed to about 400,000. And so what happened was apparently some sort of coding issue where a load of files were flagged to be deleted when they shouldn't have been. And also the fact is that the Home Office are claiming these are criminals or people who were let go by the police, and yet these files were kept. And that is my cat in the background, so apologies for that. So Labour saying this presented huge dangers for the public and stuff like that. These are bits of evidence from crime scenes, which could lead to prosecutions failing. So yeah, sorry about that. As I was saying, we know it's about 400,000 files lost, bits of DNA evidence and things like that. And answers are needed. So we're going to be talking about kind of some of the updates to the story. So Priti Patel says engineers working to restore the 400,000 wiped records. But the thing is, if there's no backup server or hard drive or anything like that, yeah, you ain't going to be able to do it. So good luck with that. Good luck with that, Patel. So yeah, it's more than 400,000 records that were wiped. So you can see here the original story of 150,000 is well off. And the BBC saying the issue is resolved. The technical issue isn't resolved, because if it was resolved, it would mean that the records are back, but they're not. All they've done is made it so no one can make this mistake again, which is great. But at the same time, you haven't found these files yet. So BBC, with a hardcore fail with this title, police probes compromised after computer records deleted. So police investigations have been compromised by an error that led to hundreds of thousands of records being deleted from the UK-wide databases, according to a letter seen by the BBC. So the National Police Chiefs Council said that 213,000 were deleted, more than. So this is even now this story isn't as detailed, I guess, or as up to date, despite coming out 3 days ago. The original story coming out 4 days ago. So what we can tell is that they're saying that the 213,000, they thought it was 213,000 records that were deleted. Okay, they said that this will lead to investigations being compromised. So now it's probably about double that number now. So what we can tell from this is Patel and the police force have a lot of questions to answer, because we don't know how serious the crimes are that related to this file. And what we can tell from this is a lot of investigations may fall flat because the police, because of this issue, and the fact that they didn't, there's no backup servers or anything like that. And I'm genuinely miffed at the fact that there's no backup servers or anything to deal with this sort of mistake. Like even Linus Media Group, like a guy who does YouTube full time, he's got more security than this. So it's just very strange and alarming that the way the system's being run here. We can see from, I've jumped the gun a bit here, we can see from the Home Office, they're saying that the technical issue with the police has been resolved. We're working at pace with law enforcement. This tweet came out a few days ago, on the 14th, about 5 days ago. Law enforcement to assess the impact the issue related to police, to people arrested and released with no further action had been taken. So as I was saying, that the Home Office very quick to say that no dangerous persons have been or no dangerous persons records have been deleted and things like that. But the thing is, what you have done is jump the gun here and say that this isn't a major issue, when it clearly is, purely because, again, sorry about my cat, because again, what we can gather from this story is that investigations have been compromised because of their mistake. We go on, this is from Nick Simmons, saying that he's citing an article saying that 400,000 files have been deleted. We go here, Home Office working to restore lost police records. So this article here, this headline here is obviously wrong, because the issue has not been resolved, as the BBC talks about in this more recent article. And then we'll talk about any updates that have happened, which are minimal. So work to restore hundreds of thousands of fingerprint, DNA and arrest records. So they have lost arrest records. Accidentally wiped from police databases is ongoing. The Home Office said around 400,000 records were lost, according to the Times, which first reported the story. The Home Office did not comment on how many records were likely to be restored or how long it would take. So what we can, Priti Patel calling this a human error, but where are the backups? I don't understand, and none of this stuff is backed up. If someone had managed to break into, this police office, or if they had a massive, data problem, if there are no backup files, then that stuff will be permanently deleted by the looks of things. So I'm genuinely concerned about the way police are dealing with, the data that they have. Extraordinarily serious. Earlier Labour Shadow Home Secretary Nick Thomas Simmons, he's the one that cited the article, called Ms Patel to take responsibility for the error. She's been very quiet. She's been very quiet recently. Speaking on BBC Breakfast, he described the situation as extraordinarily serious, adding, Priti Patel will be responsible for criminals walking free. We're not going to be able to link suspects to crime scenes without DNA and fingerprint evidence. So they're the two key bits of evidence there. If you have lost DNA and you've lost fingerprints, then I think the rest of what you'd have is circumstantial. Not being a lawyer myself, but I from all the police shows I've watched, that seems to be the issue. Kit Malthouse said the records apply to cases where individuals were arrested and then released. But the thing is, Kit Malthouse is lying, according to Nick Thomas Simmons, and also according to other police officials. The National Police Chief said, this is the article, police probes have been compromised. So Kit Malthouse is, let's find that statement again from Kit Malthouse, where he says that this applied to cases where individuals were arrested and then released with no further action. So Kit Malthouse is potentially lying here, because what we can see is the police investigations have been compromised. So it might be the case that some of these people are let go because there's no evidence to keep them. And so Kit Malthouse can say, oh, this was related to evidence of people who were, then released. But then, were they released because there's a lack of evidence, because the evidence has been deleted because of this quote-unquote human error? And then we go to our final tweet, which is, this is from this is on the 15th of January, sorry, and this is from the Secret Barrister saying, either deleted records were important and necessary for the purpose of investigating crime, which we do know now that they are, or the Home Office has been collating and retaining a huge volume of citizens' personal data where there's no need to do so. The police were holding 150,000 records, but now we know that's over 400,000 records of private data that we can afford to lose. Isn't the defence or mitigation that the Home Office seems to think? And so this person here, David QC, saying that perhaps the records were a few seconds of being deleted, but if that was the case, then there would be no story here. And so I don't think a layman say that I don't think David Merting's analysis is the best here, or his theory, I guess. He might have just thrown it out there just to say that maybe this isn't as big a deal as people think. But what we can tell from this is Priti Patel is hiding. The police servers or computers are not up to scratch, and the simple fact is, police investigations have been compromised thanks to Priti Patel. So, the people who boast that they keep the country safe and all that have monumentally messed up. Not only are we outside the EU's crime databases, but we've managed to tank our own database. So over 400,000 bits of evidence, DNA, fingerprints, records have been wiped, and there's no way they're going to get these back. I'd be highly skeptical they could get this back, because without a backup, which if they had a backup, they would have put it up by now. They would have said, this is fine. Without that, then I can imagine they're not going to get these back. If everything on my computer was deleted, or if files on my computer were deleted and I didn't have a backup, it'd be very difficult for me to get these files back. I'd have to, if it's not in the recycling bin, I'd have to go through extraordinary measures to get them back. And so, it's just shocking that Priti Patel, these are the closest things we've come to updates. Priti Patel should take responsibility for deleted police records, say Labour. Where is the Home Secretary? Priti Patel sounds deputy to face MPs over deleted police records. And when you send your deputy, your junior, whatever this person is, right, that means you messed up on a large scale. You done goofed. You done goofed hard, because you sent a junior in and you don't have the answers that people need. So instead of making yourself look like an idiot, you send someone who had a potential future in politics in to get absolutely slaughtered. And so it's embarrassing from Priti Patel, but she's an embarrassing person. So what more can you say apart from let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.